Good morning out of South Africa, Cryptonauts. Bitcoin, I want to look at it today in hindsight on macro and explain to you how it moves in its cycles in terms of Fibonacci and retracements. Right, first things first. This is a hyperbolic growth spike, which is literally a face rip rally we've had basically since the COVID crash over there. Now, I view BTC as a commodity, and every commodity goes through cycles. And if you go into the Wall Street cheat sheet, psychology of a market cycle, this is more or less what a cycle looks like for commodity. Everything that will, obviously, any commodities will have different time scales and different price scales, but the structure you'll see very often. In the case of BTC, this frequency gets bigger, obviously, being what's 11 years old now. It's done, way in excess of 1,000,000%. But the point I'm trying to make is that this frequency repeats itself and gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, the key is not to get sucked into all of this and think, you're going to make money, coming in off the top of a cycle like this, into this optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. This is usually where the public gets in. Traders or clever investors will look at an asset when nobody is interested in it. So down in these parts. And I can quickly show you how to forecast where those cycles or those points are going. Where those points are going to be. Now, 2017, if I measure this range from, I think it was about March, somewhere around there, that was just under $1,000. And just the bottom of the range to the top of the range. And we have this lovely 88.6 Fibonacci retracement level, which I just want to highlight as such. Now, all things being equal, you have the data from more or less the bottom of the range to the top of the range where it tapered out, and 12 months later you tag this 88.6. I'm going to show you how relevant this is now. Then you had another rally from December 2018 lows to June, I think it was June 2019 high, around about 14,000. And I want to go quickly into geez, this thing's face ripped. It's crazy. Now I've measured this low to that high. And right here on the 88.6, tag a level, bang, just highlight it. And you see price action eventually came down into these levels, and a whole bunch of us were waiting for it on the day, and it's just quite crazy. And we're like, get in around these parts. I had no idea it was going to go from that state of affairs. And if you zoom in there, you can actually see the candle body closures right on that 88.6. So again, all I had was the data from this point to that point, and then these levels were forecast for me by this amazing tool. Again, a retail investment level. And when we measured the 2017 range, you had that 88.6 level come up forecasted bang buy zone. Now, okay, there's a scary proposition for you guys. Should the market now decide to, how do I get back into the top of the range here? Ooh. Right, okay. If we, this is crazy. I should actually be moving on to log scale. Righty, ideo then. Let's go into weekly. Should we be in the top of the cycle right now? I'm going to measure and put my magnet on. Okay. The scary proposition, which is if we've reached the top, the 88.6 level, should this be the end of the cycle, is going to be around 10 grand, 10,000 US. That would be my next area for, looking to start buying in or shorting it all the way down. And there's some cool frequencies that actually happen, which you can forecast as price comes down to, it will tag 50%, which is there. It will come back up, tag 23.6. It'll come back, tag 61.8, 38.2, and then obviously low frequencies. But that's just a harmonic pattern, which occurs in these assets, which is pretty predictable, very violent, but very cool to trade. But I'll delve into that should I think we've reached the top. So I want to go into hourly quickly and have a look at what this puppy has done. Let's try 4 hourly. Okay. Right on. Again, clicking on my fib tool, drawing from the top of this range to the bottom of the range. I mean, that's all. You can measure any range your heart desires, but I'm specifically looking at this frequency now. Right. We had the major 61.8% resistance over here to clear, which we did, I think even on daily. Let's go back to 4 hourly, my bad. Yeah, so we've now tagged past 61.8, we've tagged 78.6, we've come up into 88.6 regions, inverted Fibonacci, and now we're sort of tapering down. This is a profit picking zone. What I want to see now is this needs to be resolved. Whether we are going to be in a range, we are looking quite weak at the moment. So I would surmise we're going to come back down and tag this level for support in a Wyckoff check. Richard D. Wyckoff, go do some research on his work like 100 years ago. But you get market structure, it will come back down, tag this level for support, hopefully, and then we'll have a bullish resolution. Right in these regions, profit picking zone, you've got to figure out which way this baby wants to swing now. The golden rule, a new high is a new buy. So if we break over here, if we break through, it's 58.5, wherever, on whichever exchange you are. If you're going to break through, say, we'd come back down, tag here, hopefully find support, and then the buyers need to step up and we need to blow through this previous high. If not, and everything starts tapering out, I mean, you've got 4 hourly, RSI looks quite atrocious at this stage of the game. Let's see if we can potentially find some trend line support anywhere. Too early to tell. Yeah, this is way too early to tell. On balance volume, this is 4 hourly. That's negative. That's an M. M's get messy. W's are for wins. So once this broke down on 4-hourly, obviously price action would have followed. On daily scale, we are looking quite bullish still, but so I'm guessing for a 4-hourly to daily retracement. Who knows? I mean, there's a lot that can happen in this range. As you can see, it's quite busy. But I do not want to be a doomsday prophet and speak about the end of a potential awesome cycle, especially when you've got all this bullish momentum and all these major companies buying BTC. You got your PayPal's and Musk and all those guys. I mean, just read the news. But yeah, should we fail? Yeah, that's where we're going to go. Bitcoin traditionally likes the 88.6. It's a beautiful retail investment level. So I'm not giving you any financial advice. This is just my take on the markets. I'm actually just messing around with some Fibonacci. I hope you guys learned something. Thanks to all the vehement support out of Lithuania. I really appreciate it. And stay frosty, stay agile, and have a fantastic day out there wherever you are in the world. Cheerio.